This is an interesting one. With the new mayoral election, which is coming up in May, a long-time mayor, Sir Robin Wales, is actually facing a Labour challenger to be the Labour candidate this time. And there's been a bit of a row that's been sparked by one of the councillors, a cabinet member indeed, who's supporting him, has said that his rival Labour candidate is not aware of how important free school meals are because she doesn't have children herself. And it's very much a kind of Andrea Leadsom 2.0. People remember a couple of years ago, Andrea Leadsom was running against Theresa May to be leader of the Conservative Party, told the Times that she understood people's problems because she was a mother and May wasn't. This is very similar. This is Councillor Lakmini Shah, who claimed that being a mother made her better understand that the pressures facing parents, and said of party colleague Roxana Fiaz, she's not married, she hasn't got children, so she doesn't know how hard it is for parents. I've got 3 children and I know how hard it is to pay for school meals.
Local politics can be just as vicious as national.
It can be an awfully lot more brutal, actually, from my experiences. There's a row that's been going on about whether Councillor Fiaz backs scrapping school meals. Now, she didn't want to address the issue around motherhood because the Labour Party is examining it. She did rebuff the accusation that she wanted to ditch free school meals. And Councillor Shah, she's not apologised, actually. She said she should have chosen my words more carefully, but they were out of frustration and taken out of context. I mean, quite what context they were supposed to be taken in, I don't know.
Let's head over to Croydon now, where there's a storm over a Stormzy mural.
Yes, indeed. This is a mural that's been painted in Croydon with a lot of interesting street art. Taken with the words of Stormzy, who my younger colleagues tell me is a grime star, who spoke out at the Brit Awards about the Grenfell Tower disaster. She's highly critical of Theresa May. And now this painting has been painted over because somebody made a complaint to Croydon Council, and they've admitted it was a bit of a gaffe, really, and that they phoned the artist to ask him, do you mind coming back and repainting this, please?
But he's happily obliged, so Croydon will get their street art back again.
They will get it back. He has not, or indeed she, has not been named. They don't want to take any credit because they say it's a piece for the community. But one Twitter user said it held as much artistic merit as the other murals, pieces, graffiti, etc. that have been left untouched, and the council have admitted that they responded to a report of graffiti and thought that they were acting in good faith in removing it.
So how councils have changed. Once upon a time, all would have gone. We're going up to Hampstead now, where Iron Maiden are in the news.
Yeah, this is a curious and long-running tale, actually. In the Ham and High, they're reporting that they've had to pay out to a Hampstead rock agent over claims that they copied a song that he owned the copyright for. Going on for quite a while, but basically they've paid out to Hampstead rock agent Barry McKay. The argument was part of their 1982 song, Hallowed Be Thy Name, I'm sure we all know it well, took its lyrics and music from a 1973 song, Life's a Shadow, by a little-known band named Beckett. Iron Maiden's guitarist Dave Murray did admit in court that he saw them perform in 1973 and bought their album in 1974 when it was released. However, when he started writing the song, it appears that he was writing the music, put their lyrics in to kind of fill in, planning to change them at a later time, but there wasn't time to change them, so just left the lyrics in. And this is possible because some people will know that Paul McCartney, when he wrote Yesterday, initially it was scrambled eggs because he wrote the music and then wrote the lyrics to slot into it later. He had hoped, this isn't Paul McCartney, this is David Murray here, he had hoped that the writers would be flattered and didn't believe it couldn't be used without permission. And now he's finding out to the tune of possibly up to £900,000 that you can't.
That's a very expensive mistake. Lots more to talk about there, but we're going to move on to Richmond, where a leafy suburb of London could see a few more robots around.
Yes, they could. According to the Richmond and Twickenham Times, you could see your takeaways this summer being driven by self-driving robots as they hit the streets of Richmond to reduce emissions and delivery costs. A company with the unlikely name of Starship Technologies have been given the go-ahead by the council for these 6-wheel delivery robots that can travel up to a whopping 4 miles an hour. They're 22 inches tall. They look like something from a very cheap sci-fi drama, I have to say. They're battery powered. They can move around generally without human input, but they are monitored by human controllers who can take over if need be. So you might see these little things trundling up and down the streets of Richmond and Twickenham, delivering your, crispy fried noodles.